Personal brand is built around you. It's built around your passions, your strengths, the parts of your personality that really stand out, like your personableness or maybe your sense of humor. You might have to bubble up parts of your character that are more attractive or help establish your credibility. But ideally, your personal brand is going to be very similar to the person you are. So if I meet you somewhere in real life, you should seem very similar to the personal brand that you represent online or wherever I have discovered you. A business brand, on the other hand, has to be built from the ground up. But my belief is that a business brand should embody the passion and characteristics and mission of its founder or leaders. This helps the brand feel more authentic, and it absolutely makes it feel more human. Now, the pros and cons for each. So, personal brands. A personal brand is all you. So if you command a lot of authority on a topic, either through your knowledge or your achievements or a skill, this is a good place to start. Are you an author, an inventor, a researcher? Do you want to be seen as a thought leader? Do you have such a unique take on a topic that you're in a class of your own? If so, you can probably pull off being a personal brand. A few downsides to personal brands are that the brand is all you, so your achievements will lift you up, which is awesome, but your failures are going to bring down your brand, even if it's outside of your business. You are the brand. That's a lot of pressure for some people. It's also more difficult to scale a personal brand. So let's take Simon Sinek, for instance, the wonderful marketer who has lots of insightful thoughts. If my company wants to hire him and have him speak at our annual meeting, well, there's only one of him, and if he's booked that night, we're going to have to get somebody else. Even though he runs his own marketing agency, and he's likely imbued his employees with his wisdom, sending one of them in his place won't have the same effect, because we're counting on having Simon there, the guy who we've come to know through his TED Talks and his other videos. The pluses for a personal brand is that you can more easily shift industries if you want to, because you have an audience of loyal followers who will support you wherever you go. If we take Michael Jordan, for instance, we can see the flexibility that a personal brand gives you. Michael Jordan, famed basketball player, one day decides he wants to be a baseball player. So he makes the switch, and instantly he has a built-in fan base. Unfortunately, he wasn't a great ball player, so then he made the switch back to basketball. He had that flexibility though. The Chicago Bulls could not one day stop being a basketball team and become a football team or a baseball team. They are a basketball team. Business brands are locked down to an industry. Personal brands have that flexibility. Business brands have a few downsides as well. They can be time consuming to launch, since you have to create the brand's DNA and the functional documents, and you have to give it a name, you have to give it a look, you have to build brand equity, you have to build momentum. But the hardest part might be getting a brand to have meaning to people. It's absolutely possible, but you need to have a crystal clear understanding of your purpose and your potential customers' unmet needs and how you can uniquely solve those needs. For a lot of businesses, it's difficult to differentiate their brand from others. If we think about air travel, for instance, I don't know what really differentiates United from Delta, but I do know what differentiates JetBlue from those two and Southwest from those two. But there is a challenge in differentiating yourself, especially when your product or service is at parity with someone else's. Now, some pluses for business brands. It's easy to scale a business brand once your brand fundamentals are defined and articulated. So as your demand grows, you can simply ramp up production or hire more employees to carry out your service. A business brand can also operate in any country and can adapt itself to cultural norms there. A personal brand will have more trouble doing that. So if we take Joe Rogan, for instance, he is wildly popular in most of the English-speaking world, but maybe his personality doesn't translate everywhere. Coca-Cola, on the other hand, is sold in almost every country with the exception of North Korea, I believe. Sorry, North Korea, no Coke for you. Another plus to a business brand is that if you ever wanted to sell your business, you can do it. For instance, Facebook, without Mark Zuckerberg, is probably still very much Facebook. The same with Tesla. If Elon Musk wanted to move on and do something else, he can do that. The car company's still going to continue. So which is right for you? If you're starting a business and you're contemplating personal brand versus professional brand, I can help you understand the pros and cons for your unique situation. I'd love to have a conversation with you.